What's up? Real quick, I just want to talk about the third handgun I ever bought. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 40. This is actually the last 40 I ever bought. Currently, as I'm filming this, I've never owned a 40 since. Which is kind of weird because I do enjoy the cartridge, but obviously the market went a different way, which is fine. But I pulled this one out just because I wanted to go over it for a second. I actually like the MMPs better than Glocks in terms of just grip because of right here. Not as much of a pronounced hump. And obviously you can switch the grips with these, which was a big point of me buying it at the time. And I think I got this in early 2012. This is everything stock. Real quick, do a safety check. Not loaded, mags empty. I like the mags a lot better too on these than Glocks. Not to say Glock mags are bad. I have one Glock currently, and I'd shot quite a few over the years before I started buying guns. This one is a 40. It has a little indicator so you can see inside the chamber if you have any brass or anything like that. The sights on it, it's kind of weird. They had this like coating where they would sort of illuminate at night, and then eventually, like, I guess it would charge up from light, but eventually that faded off. I'd seen something similar when the first HK VP9s had come to the market, but this one, yeah, I carried this one for a little bit too, and it did a lot of nightstand duty too. Let's see here what else I can go over here on this real quick. Just really like the grip on it, and I have the smallest grip on it right now. It does have that pronounced kind of beaver tail, which the Glocks didn't have at the time, which they end up getting rid of this later on the newer MMPs, which is fine. You have a dual slided slide release, which I have a buddy, it's a left-handed guy. I remember at the time he'd already gotten into an XD, but I suggested if he was ever getting into something else striker fire that wasn't a Glock or wasn't a Walther that he had, he might look into these, because I'm pretty sure in the manual you can just turn that button over to that side if you're left-handed. This does have the hinge trigger design. Hinge triggers even today are not a deal breaker for me because I had to learn on them. I like a flat trigger better. I have a couple guns with the flat triggers, but it's not a deal breaker for me. But yeah, this is a good gun. 15 rounds of 40, which was an upgrade from the other Smith that I have in 40, which was at the time 11 rounds plus one in the chambers, so 12 rounds of 40. But yeah, we'll check out the trigger on this because it's really not good. It's stock, and I got pretty good with it for it being stock, but you have all this amount of like sponginess right there. Then you kind of hit a wall. And I will say, I think the worst part of it is the reset, because I think it's like right there. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Let out some more. Yeah, the reset's just not, ooh, hit the camera, sorry. The reset's just not really good on this. But having said that, they make aftermarket stuff for these. And this one, I think you probably drive the Apex in it and you'd be good to go. But yeah, that sponginess, it's not really good. Like, I got used to it, and I was pretty accurate with this. I got pretty good, like, consistently tight groups with it. So I'm just trying to find, there we go. Yeah, it's the reset for me that kills me. This sponginess is bad up front, don't get me wrong, but you can kind of train through that. But otherwise, though, aside from the trigger and the sights, you know, they're okay. For some reason, the way these have aged, I don't know if this will pick up. These are darker back here, and then the front sights, just go ahead and, it stayed pretty clean over the years. I'm gonna try and get it. It stayed pretty vibrant and white and bright, but for some reason, I don't know what's going on with the back ones, but they have like a dingy yellowness to them now, and I don't know what that is. But if you're seeing these out here, I'm sure you can pick these up now for probably pretty cheap, because one, it's a 40, and two, I don't know anyone that really wants a first gen MMP now. The second generation is better. I have one MMP 2.0, but this wouldn't be my last MMP Gen 1. But if you ever get a chance to shoot one of these, or you're looking at purchasing one because you want a 40, this one's not a bad route to go. But I do appreciate it. Everyone be safe.